Greetings, greetings, greetings. We are here. We're back in the lab. We're back in the lab. And as always, the streak continues. The streak continues. The streak continues. The streak is special people on Run Tell That. We got more special people. As I say, the streak continues. And we got the Pools on here. We got the Pools on with us tonight on Run Tell That. So we say to the Run Tell That family, share, share, share. And we got our family right here. And bam, we got Sister Queen Imani Poole in the house. Bam, she's in the house. Greetings to you, sis. Then we got the brother. We got the king, Denzal Poole in the house. Bam, glad to have y'all on Run Tell That. And again, we have conversation. We chill. We all of that. And so we're going to get into some other things too. But we're going to throw it out there right now. Throw it out there like this. So, Sister Imani, who are you? Who are you?
Well, I am Imani Poole. I am from North Carolina. Born and raised in Cary, but I was all around the RDU area. Went to UNCG and Central, got my bachelor's in social work and my master's in social work also. I have a very strong background in dance, and I'm new to Savannah. We've been here about a year now. So, yep. So that's me.
All right. And Reverend Betty Jones, glad to have you. Good evening to you, Reverend Betty Jones. And so now we move on to my brother, the king, Denzal. Who are you?
Hey, like you said, Denzal Poole, come out of North Carolina, born in Fayetteville, raised in Raleigh, South Side. Joined the military straight out of high school. Been kind of moving around as a kid, kind of had that upbringing, and since then, been doing it 13 years strong.
All right. Yes, indeed. So now we're going to roll with this right here. And this is how we do. I always ask this question. So, Brother Denzal, who are your people? Brother Denzal? Who are your people?
You know what I'm saying? I come from a long line of Pools. You know what I'm saying? Sandra Poole actually just moved down. You know what I mean? She moved down to Richmond Hill last year because she got grandbabies down here, so why wouldn't she? She's actually a therapist down here in Richmond Hill. So, you know what I'm saying, that black health, black wealth, black mental health. And then on the other side, my dad is actually in Lithonia. You know what I'm saying? I would have said Atlanta, but I ain't trying to have y'all come at me crazy. So he out there in Lithonia, been out there 20 years now doing this thing. So, you know, we're doing it right.
Oh, yes, indeed. And so, Sister Imani, Queen Imani, who are your people?
My people are the Stovers, and the Williams is my mom's maiden name. My mom, Mary Williams Stover. Both of them still reside in Cary, North Carolina. She comes from working in the state government, working with United Way, working with a lot of nonprofits. My father, well known across the Eastern Seaboard, Daryl Stover. Everybody in North Carolina knows him. Everybody in Maryland. That man cannot go anywhere without knowing somebody. But both of them are from Maryland originally. My mom from Baltimore and my dad from College Park area.
All right. And yes, my brother, King Denzal. Yo, people say they're from Lithonia. They said from Atlanta. I said, you from Lithonia. You from Ackworth. You from Widener. But again, but at least you was on point. You was on point. Because people be tripping like that. I have to let them know.
Yeah, they about to ask me what hood. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
That's it. So, Sister Imani, who inspires you?
I would have to say all of my ancestors and all those who came before me inspire me. My grandmother, my father's mother, Dolores Stover, that was a no-nonsense woman. She did not take anything from anybody. She said whatever she wanted to say, and she wanted to be involved in any and everything. So Dolores Stover inspires me every day, but also three great pioneers back in North Carolina who I actually was just a part of a program honoring them. The incomparable Baba Chuck Davis, rest in heaven. He was a part of laying my foundation in dance, in the Durham community, and just in life. Mama Sadia Shakur and Mama Tony K. Hall, all three of them were very instrumental in building my foundation and We just honored them back in Durham, North Carolina at the Hayti Heritage Center. It was an amazing program, getting back together with Collage Dance Company alumni and just coming together and bringing that together to give Mama Sadia and Mama Tony their flowers while they're still here. Because that is one thing we have to absolutely be doing. We cannot wait until our elders are passing on and then we want to honor them and pay tribute and homage to them, after they've gone on to the beyond. We need to give them their flowers while they're here and let them know the impact that they've had on all of our lives. And those two, and Baba Shuck Davis has had an immense impact on my life and so many others in the dance and drum community in New York, in North Carolina, and all over. He touched so many lives.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And to my brother, Jack Silas, glad to have you on here, brother. That's why we're going to testify. They're going to testify. That's what we're going to do. And then Mary Williams Stover, right here. She's saying, go ahead. She's saying, go ahead to the family. That's what
Hey,
so that's what we say. Bam. And so to brother Denzal, who inspires you?
I think she hit it right on the head when she said all those that came before us. But, I think right now I'm kind of inspired by what's happening right now. I think I'm inspired by Black artists who are capturing this struggle. I think right now we are in a time where we look and we see remnants of what our generations before us fought through. And I think I'm inspired by literally the pain and the triumph of what's going on through our community right now. So, I think we have amazing highs. And I think we're seeing some lows that we thought our parents fought through and already defeated. So I think I'm just inspired by the struggle and the struggle.
All right, yes, indeed. And what is so fitting is that one of my cousins called me today and talked about that we had a homegoing service on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And she said she didn't realize that out of the 12 children, that 5 of them are still here. And she was like, we got to do something. She said that moved me to say, we need to go and honor them right now. As you were saying, Sister Imani, she's like, we need to go ahead and get them their flowers right now. And so that's a part of my cousins, my generation now say, we're going to do that for our other mothers and aunts and uncles with regards to that. So now we're going to come to this. Brother Denzal, what is that song that give you that, like when you hear it, it's like that you feel it. And it could be a song or songs. So let my people know, let the one tell that family know, let everybody know.
You know what? I got a couple because I love music. I think
that's cool.
Right? But doing like content creation and like editing, there's a lot of time when you're recluse, when you gotta kind of shut everything out and that music gets you through. First and foremost, always Sam Cooke, Change Gonna Come. You know what I mean? Needs no explanation. I think another one right now that we got, because you got to do the old with the new, Lockdown, Anderson .Paak. You know what I mean? I think that song will go down in history as like an embodiment of our generation's struggle, along with right up there, Freedom remix with Beyonce and Kendrick. And then, taking it back one more time with Stevie Wonder, They Won't Go When I Go. I think that one's been hitting extra hard recently, just off of some things that I was looking into, and just even just as far as the lyrics and how, everybody knows Stevie for his upbeat, Sir Duke type feel. But for him to have a track where he felt, and you could feel that in the music. You know what I mean? I think, like I said, I'm inspired by the struggle and the strive. So you got to have a little bit of both to get you through. So I think those, if I had to give 4, that would be it. Those are the ones. Because out of them tracks, you're going to feel like either dancing and partying, having a revolution in the street, or, just having that moment where you self-reflect.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's it. So, Sister Imani, what is that song or songs that give you that feel?
It's so many songs, and honestly, any song that gets me up and dancing gives me that. And I can't even say a song. I gotta give you some artists that I will listen to their whole album all the way.
Okay.
anything Jill Scott, just like Denzal was saying, Stevie Wonder, he's known for all the upbeat. So Sir Duke, isn't she lovely? I need that when I need to inspire myself and uplift myself. I gotta tell myself, yes, I am lovely. Yes, I am everything. Especially Robert Glasper. Anything, all of his combinations, because he pulls from and uses so many different artists. The Robert Glasper Experience, that album is amazing. And Maxwell, anything that gets me up moving. So Urban Hanger Suite, all of that, all those albums.
Okay, all right.
Record collection.
Yeah.
All
all of those records over there in that corner.
And so what happens now, if these members of the Run Tell That family, they hear what you all are throwing out there, so they will not go on also. And that becomes a seed planted in some of them. They be like, yeah, I had heard that from Brother Denzal. I had heard that from Sister Imani. And so, bam. And that way, again, we are all connected. Now we say to folks, share what's going on. And so now, Sister Imani, we come to you with this right here. What is Kwanzaa 365?
Talk about it.
What is Kwanzaa 365? Well, Kwanzaa 365 is new. It came to me earlier when we moved here last year, before the actual season of Kwanzaa came about us. But Kwanzaa 365 is just an organization that I am starting up and working on. And I want to educate the community, encourage and introduce the community to the principles of Kwanzaa, and encourage them to adapt the mindset and live out those principles all year long. To those who don't know those principles, it is a 7-day celebration, but you do not only have to focus on them 7 days. Those principles are Umoja for unity, Kujichagulia, self-determination, Ujima, collective work and responsibility, Ujamaa, cooperative economics, Nia, purpose, Kuumba, creativity, and Imani, faith. And so those principles, they can guide you through life. They can guide your mindset. We as Black people, a lot of people say, we need to pull together. We need to pull together. That is Umoja. That is unity. We've been together, but we need to be stronger together. We need to come together and be on one accord and be striving towards the same thing. So Kwanzaa 365 is something that I thought of when I moved here. Really, it came about from an experience I had when I was asking, going around to different Black-owned dance studios for my daughter, trying to see, what activities I can put her in. I used to teach at a dance studio. She took dance back in Virginia, and so I was asking around, to see where I might start her taking classes. I was talking to one woman. I do not recall the name of her studio at this time because we did not choose to continue there. But I also asked her, in addition to the classes she currently has, do you ever offer any African dance classes? Are you looking for an African dance teacher? She said, oh, no one's interested in that until February. I said, excuse me. I am Black 365. I'm not going to only celebrate my Blackness in the month of February, the shortest month of the year. That is not what we do. That's not what we do. So that experience really lit a fire in me. And unfortunately, it wasn't the first time that someone told me that here. When I'm asking around, trying to get information, putting it out there that my background is in African dance. Oh, you won't see that here until February. That's unacceptable. And so with those responses that I got, I said, okay, there needs to be a change. There needs to be something. Now, granted, I don't know all the going-ons and all the happenings. I don't know everybody in Savannah yet. But from those two experiences and a couple other responses that I got, I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to share my knowledge, my culture, my experience with this community that I am now a part of, and we're going to make some things happen. And that is what Kwanzaa 365 is. We want to advocate for our people. We want to uplift and support. We are going to provide programming for youth and adults. And that is Kwanzaa 365.
All right. We appreciate it. And we say good evening to Thelma Grant. And now I have to say this, Sister Imani, that was some absolute foolishness and some madness that was uttered. That was absolutely insane that people uttered that type of craziness. And that's what goes on. That again. And so I tell people, they ain't got the pulse on what's happening. They ain't got the pulse. Just because they do it don't mean that they got the pulse. So yes. And so now we're going to find out and Rebecca Rose, greetings to you, sis. Also, good evening to you too. So I want to get amped about amped D. I want to get amped. What is amp? What is amp? I want to get amped. What's the amp about amp D?
Look, so digital amp is you know what I mean. I got a couple of different nicknames. You know, growing up where you grow up, you're gonna get a couple of them. One of them that stuck was amp, and then the digital aspect is literally just the documentation of what we do. Digital amp started solely because I don't ever want anybody else to tell our story. If you ain't here, shut up about it. There's plenty of people out here who can tell our story, and I'm one of many. So, you know what I mean? When you got you know, them big companies having shirts cool as monkey at the zoo, and they got a black boy wearing a shirt. Come on now. Hey, I ain't worried about being sit at the table. I'm gonna make my own statement. So, and so there, you know what I mean? We have plenty of people tell our story that look like us that are actually living it. And there's no better view than that one looking outwards and the one that's looking directly at it. So, you know, hey, I tell my guy, yeah, like, how you doing? But you know what I'm saying? There's nothing better than being able to tell our story. And I think we have so many stories to tell as Black people. You know what I mean? We are not this like Lifetime biopic that they try to make us seem. You know what I mean? We're not this you know, one dimensional. Like she said, my Black is not, you know, 24 hour, my Black is not 28 days. Neither is my Black one or two sided. You know, there's many aspects of life that we see ourselves in that I think should be documented properly, and what better way to do it than to have something that withstands the test of time, being pictures, being videos, being interviews. I mean, even this right here, like this is now our present history, our future history. So, you know, anything that we can do to document our culture properly and from a place of compassion, from a place of sensitivity, from a place of understanding. Because as you know, these big news networks, they're not worried about us. They want to put us in a box, and that's not where we belong.
I'm gonna say this to the president of Our Black Media, Julius Hall. You can't do not fool with Denzal Poole. I'm his agent. I'm his agent. So because I know you, because right now that's what's going on. Julius Hall listening to this right here, and he got some thoughts in his head going on right now. Shut it on down. I'm his agent. Shut it on down. Because you got
telling our stories with everybody. You're telling our stories with everybody. Julius Hall, you got I'm right here. You gotta go through my agent. I don't know.
Yeah.
You gotta go through my agent.
Did you just do like the Julius Hall? Like you got the number, Julius Hall. Whoa.
I'm my agent.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed. So that's what it's about. So Julius Hall, cut. None of that right now. But we're gonna move on to this right here. My brother Denzal. What is culture and history to you? What is culture and history to you?
Man, I think culture and history is just that. Our culture is who we are as a people, where we come from. Like I said, is multifaceted. You know what I mean? Like in a world where in superheroes we're talking multiverses and all these dimensions and whatnot. I think that's the same thing as our culture. Like I don't care if you grew up playing baseball, riding scooters, or running around with cat ears. Your Blackness is not limited. Your culture is the same. Your culture is like immensely growing if you came from Alaska or the south side of Chicago. So our culture is what links us together. You know what I mean? Our history is everything that's come before us. You know what I mean? Our heritage, everything that comes before and everything that'll come next. So no, I don't think I think that question, you know what I mean, is one that that can be answered by everybody differently. But for me, my culture comes, like I said, out of North Carolina. You know what I mean? I'm blessed enough to have been moved around this nation many times with my mother and my aunt, as she was a single mother in the military. So I was a single mother in the military, so my mother stepped in to help out with the kids, and you know that kind of just kept our family close. But that is what my culture is, coming from, you know, Colorado Springs all the way to Virginia for many years, back to North Carolina. Then, like I said, joining the military, going to Hawaii, going all around the world, traveling with them, and from Virginia, and then settling there to Savannah. You know what I mean? Like and this culture continues to grow. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ever growing, ever growing. So, Sister Imani, what is culture and history to you?
Culture for me is how all of us Black people are connected. It's everything that we have in common. The experiences that we've lived is our history, and how we tell our story, how our ancestors have told our stories, and how we continue to tell those stories is our history. Like Denzal was saying, how everyone expresses that culture or how they say what culture is for them is always going to be different. But for me, our culture is our foods, our language, how we talk. How we interact with each other, the unspoken spokens that we express, the culture in the workplace when we are together. And so it's everything that connects us. Again, it's going to be different because we come from different places. You can look at African Americans in the United States. You can look at the African diaspora all over the world. We are all connected still because the fact is we all come from the motherland of Africa. Okay, that is how we are all connected, and that is our culture. That culture looks different because we've had different experiences with it through our family, through our friends, through our location where we live, but we are still all connected through that culture, and we have to continue that culture and pass it on to those generations because what our great-grandparents and our grandparents experienced as their culture, that's not the same as what we're experiencing right now as our culture. Right now there's a trend that a lot of African Americans are traveling all around the world. We are going back to Africa. We are immersing ourselves in the culture there. That's not what our great-grandparents were doing at the time, but now that has become a part of our culture, returning and immersing ourselves in the African culture, looking up our roots, seeing where exactly we came from.
All right. Yes. And something I throw out there to people hear me talk about that. In fact, some of our ancestors were closer to Africa than many of us today because they were living it. They were manifesting it. Just that what happened for some of us, we disconnected. And in particular, that occurs in the 1900s where Black folks, they had institutions that were identifying with Africa. They were doing those things coming from Africa, but people told them that was tied to backwardness, it was tied to barbarity and other things like that. So people disconnected. So now some people are doing the reclamation, the reclaiming of it. And so that's why now we move to this question to you all is with regards to this. How do you live it? How do you live your culture? How do you embrace it and live it, Sister Imani?
I embrace and live my culture by just being me, by being Black, carrying on the traditions that my family has passed on to me, carrying them on to my children, going out and conversing with elders so I can pass on their stories, pass on their traditions, pass on their cultures, going out and engaging in activities with other Black people, other people who are like me. So I can tell my story, tell them my experience, learn about their experience, because you can learn something new from everybody. Going out to these cultural festivals and experiencing that, going to programs that are for us, by us. That's the main thing. Supporting Black programs, supporting Black businesses, and supporting programs that are for us, by us. Like Denzal was saying, not letting other people tell our story, but being a part of the story being told because we are living it. And so that's how I live my culture, being a part of the story being told.
Okay, and we say greetings to Sister Yana Brown. And so we say to all you checking out Run Tell That, we say share, 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 share. And so we now go to Brother Denzal. How do you embrace and live your culture and history?
I think, that's a two-part question for me. Embrace it. I embrace it by doing what I do daily, proudly, without apology, without explanation. You know what I mean? You can question it. I don't mean I got to answer it. However I feel in the morning is the Black I'm going to be today. I don't plan for tomorrow's Blackness. I just get up and brush my teeth, and whatever that day's culture hits me, whatever ancestor decides to jump on my back and guide me through that day, that's who I am. And then I think, how that progresses, that culture, is, we are raising our kids to be very unapologetic, to be very confident in themselves. We have two girls, two queens in the making. They will not have the same generational guidelines that we were grown up with, that our parents grew up with, that our grandparents, my grandmother was born in 1922, up to the day that she passed. I think I got to watch her stop apologizing. I watched her get to the phase where it is what it is and it is what's going to be. So, no, that is the way that our kids will grow up. And as we both have very influential Black women in our lives that were our grandmothers, we got them back in our doors. So we will raise them accordingly to be the next generation of proud Black women. And that is how we embrace it, and that's how we move it forward. It's all about the next generation after that, and after that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's right. Indeed. Yes, indeed. And so now we go with regards to this to you, Brother Denzal. How can your work with regards to culture help your community, help our people? How can your work with regards to culture and history help our people and help our communities?
Oh, I think just our community here, once again, telling that story, I think there's a misconception about Savannah area, and I think the Low Country in general, all the way down to Brunswick. I think there's a misconception from the rest of the country. Like I said, we came from Virginia just before this, and there was a bit of convincing, because I was fortunate enough to be able to come here. I went to one of my trainings was in Charleston. I was fortunate enough to be able to come here and experience Savannah for a weekend, and I saw with my own 2 eyes something I didn't even believe before, because I think the misconception of Savannah is that it's very white. It's a very white, rural, Republican, conservative area, and then you come here and you see this Blackness right in your face. It's right there. And even our friends that come down from North Carolina, Durham, Virginia, DC, Maryland, DC, Chocolate City, baby. You go up there, and we actually just had some people come down from the 4th, our family come down from the 4th from DC, and they were like, well, what is there to do? I said, everything you can do up there. Everything you can do up there. Come on down here. It's just as many chocolate faces that's going to smile back at you with a little bit of Southern hospitality, except they ain't in such a hurry to get where you're going. So down here, I think the thing that the work that I do and that I strive to do is to show that, like, the world needs to see Savannah as Black as it is. So, like, Atlanta ain't the only Black thing in Georgia. There's more to Georgia for Black folks than Atlanta. In the Atlanta scene, I think Savannah needs to show that. And then on the other side of that, as many events that happen in Savannah consistently for us, by us, I think that there is a way that can always be presented better. You can always make better. And you're never at your best. And I think that there's a way that we need to market differently in Savannah, because there's no reason that every for us, by us event should not be completely sold out, packed through the door. Everything should not be at the end market, because that's the kind of support that is at this level. I think that there are so many different factions that run and everybody wants to eat, that they don't realize that there's a table and a spot for everybody. And if you just announce it to everybody at the table at one time, you will be surprised who doesn't come, because everybody else already been there. So I think in the marketing aspect of Savannah and the capturing of the culture, I think there's 1,001 documentaries about Atlanta, about why you should come there and this, that, and the third. I don't know why there's not any, about Savannah that are known. Like I said, there could be, but once again, if they're not on the tip of your tongue, if they're not in front of you and your viewing pleasure, then they're not there. And we're going to change that, because, my agent is going to get me in the right avenues so that we can go out there and create our story for our people.
Did you hear that, Julius Hall? Did you hear? Can you hear, Julius Hall? Can you hear? Do you need a hearing aid? Did you get that? So yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Sister Imani, how can your work with regards to culture help elevate our people and our communities?
Well, Project 365, that is in the goal line. That is what I envision it to do, to educate, to uplift, and to encourage and advocate our community, our people. Of course, I'm starting small with Savannah, but I want to see it grow. Those who have never been introduced to Kwanzaa, I want to introduce them to it, educate them about the principles. Hopefully that something they hear will stick out to them, and they'll on their own seek more information, but put on programs to support and educate and uplift our people. Again, supporting that for us, by us. Can't say it enough. There is such a rich culture and history in Savannah. That is one thing that I have come to find out and come to learn since being here within this past year. It is a very rich place. I feel like we can be even further along with if we are coming together and putting out those great ideas and just sharing information with each other, being a resource, being a support for so many other people in this area. We can take things to the next level in Savannah. And so again, Kwanzaa 365 is here to uplift this community, but specifically uplift our people.
All right. Yes. And Denzal, when you threw some things out there, yes, some people do not realize that Savannah is a majority Black city. And for some of them, what happened, I tell them, you don't realize that because you just stay in the tourist areas. Come out of the tourist areas, come off of River Street, City Market, and Broad Street, you're going to realize that this is a majority Black city. But again, that's the thing. But see, that's what tourism is about. It's about holding it so that way people get confused and they stay right there and they see that, oh, because we have the largest St. Patrick's Day celebration in the world, or the second largest, depending on which day of the week it is. So people get caught up into that and they think about that and they think about Savannah, it's about the drinking, it's the family-friendly New Orleans, as some people are going to say. So, because again, we're the family-friendly Vegas that you can walk around and get to-go cups. So then, but they don't understand, and Sister Imani, that again, are not understanding that there's history significant to African people right here. That's not just here, but around the entire world. And so that's why I hear from you all is about the planting of seeds. Your work is planting seeds. And so that's what we now roll with this right here. We move to this right there. What are your obligations, or what are your thoughts with regard to your obligations to our people and to our communities? What's your thoughts with regard to your obligation to our people and to our communities, Sister Imani?
I feel our obligations to our people and communities is to hold each other accountable, support each other, but hold each other accountable. You know, when someone's stepping out of line and they're hurting our people, and they're doing something that is not going to further our community and our people, call them out. What are you doing? Call them out. This is not going to further us. This is not going to help us move forward. This is going to set us back. This is not going to help you. Reel them back in. You know, this I wholly believe in minding my own business. But if it's gonna hurt our people, my family, our community, I'm gonna call you out. Yeah. So, you know, hold each other accountable and again, support and advocate for each other. Do not hold information in. I feel as though you are obligated. If you know a resource or if you have some information that is gonna help your neighbor, your brother, your sister, let them know. One of my coworkers, one of the staff today, we were getting ready for a meeting. She asked, "Hey, does anybody have T-Mobile in here?" And I was like, "No." Wait, that's a new Sprint just turned into T-Mobile. What's going on? She was like, "Oh, Tuesday, T-Mobile Tuesday. You can get a free year of AAA. You can get 40% off rental cars, off of flights, off of." I said, "Well, hold on now. T-Mobile doing something right. I didn't know about this." She was like, "Yeah, download this app. Give out the information. Don't hold it in. You are obligated to give out that information and uplift your brothers and sisters."
We're not sponsored by T-Mobile, by the way.
Right.
that was just an example. Out there quick.
That was just an example. But yes, we are obligated to hold each other accountable, uplift, and be a resource.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Brother Denzal, what are our obligations to our people and to our communities?
I think, like she said, the biggest one is we gotta be able to check our own. You know what I mean? In the same sense, being able to check our own, be able to praise our own without anybody, questioning it. Like, be able to hold your own 2 feet. That's the best thing you can do for yourself and your community is do the right thing yourself. You know what I mean? Spike Lee said the best, do the right thing. You know what I mean? You stay 10 toes down at all times, you don't have to worry about the next man or the next woman. As long as they do the same thing, you know what I mean? I think our compassion and our ability to reach back should only be to those that can't stand on their own. But we would have to do a lot less reaching back or reaching down to pull up if everyone would just stay the course that they were meant to run. Stop worrying about somebody else. Stop worrying about something that don't apply to you. Stop worrying about something that you don't even want. You want it because somebody else wants it. Figure out what actually makes you happy. And, you know, the good thing is for the most of us is, you know, we are centrally linked through this culture, through this community. You would be surprised that the things that make you happy will make the person beside you happy as well if you just worry about that. You know what I mean? Those things that are out there that are, you know, so everything that glitter ain't gold. And if we only worried about the things that actually made us happy, I think we'd be surprised as a community how happy we all are together. You know, and then for myself, I think as a black man, that there's an aspect of closing the back door. You know, stop letting everybody in the gate, as well as protecting those that are inside. If we are having an event, it is your duty as a black man who is able-bodied and able-minded to do such, to protect what we have. You know, in this country and in your household, and the day that you start operating like the people around you or the people in your household, I think altogether we would be significantly further because they would have significantly less what we consider in the military to be soft targets. You know what I mean? When the spider web is woven, it gets stronger the more it happens, the more people tap into it. So for us, we just got to get this web stronger and make sure everybody else is out of it. And like I said, close that back door, stop letting people in when they ain't supposed to be here. If you didn't get vetted, if you didn't get checked, if you ain't got the right wristband and ID, go over there, go learn something. You'll get the right one eventually. You know what I mean? When you get this band, come on inside, we'll be having a great time. You know what I mean? But until then, we got to be able to police our own, check our own, praise our own, because it all can't just be negative, and protect our own.
Yes, indeed. So, for those who are checking out the show, Brother Denzal, how can people get in touch with Digital Amp? How can people get in touch with Digital Amp?
So, Digital Amp is on Instagram at Digital Amp, AMPD. Right now, we are doing, you know, there's a lot of the work up there. Well, actually, a lot of the work is not up there. It's been taken down. I just switched over to a platform called Behance. It is a photographer's paradise. It's a content creator's paradise, as well as switching over to doing a lot more videography, like we talked about, documenting that culture. You know what I mean? This is a reach out as well for anyone who has gone through the proper process to go through the creative process, because a lot of the reasons why I've pulled most of the stuff down is because people will take what's ours. You know, so we have to make sure that as we continue to grow, there's enough out there to be seen, but there's so much more to come as soon as everything is officially done. So this is a call out for anybody that is willing, able to help. You know what I mean? You have not because you ask not. So, you know what I'm saying? I am asking for anyone that is out there legally, financially, and then business, which we have an amazing realtor. This will be a shameless plug. Sabrina Scott, fantastic. You know what I mean? Like, she's amazing. And we have to but you have to come right when you go to somebody like that, because she's a charger. You know what I mean? When you come ready to say, hey, we want a location for a studio, for photography, for dance, for drumming, for community outreach, for a center that people can come to, you better come correct, because you're going to find it tomorrow. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Anybody that can help us get to that next step properly, quicker, as quick as we can. We don't have step around here. We'll put the Nikes on and get the moving and shaking with you. So, you know, that is how you can find Digital Amp, Instagram, Twitter, Behance, like I said, digital Facebook, just digital photo album, I should say. So please come check us out. You know what I mean? Anything from that, and we also do prints, as far as like actual prints, because you know what I mean, we got the new school that loves to see it on the phone. And we got, you know what I'm saying, the old school and old souls like myself would like to see it, you know, printed out in front of you. Everything from printing, framing, matting, you know what I mean, family portraits down to anything that I've taken or whatever you need. You know what I mean? We got a one-stop shop with Black Kinkos in here. So you know what I mean?
Okay.
High quality stuff. So yeah, that is digital amp in a nutshell.
And so how can people, is there a number or email address you can get to?
Yeah, digital amp at iCloud. That will get you directly to me. Once again, on Instagram, you go to digital amp. It has my LinkedIn. It has all of my different things on there. When I do drop other projects, like every now and again, I put up a link that shows like a video that I've created. But once again, I put them up, I take them down. Once everything is good, legally, copyrights are you know, locked in, everything will go up there because you steal it, I'm gonna come get it back. You know what I mean? So going from one way to do it, from street to silver, you know, they say. Once everything is locked in, that's when we'll share because you know, the same way that we gotta police our people around us and our culture, we gotta make sure we get ourselves right too. So this is just staying 10 toes down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so, Sister Imani, we now come to you. How can people get in touch with you regarding Kwanzaa 365 or any of the efforts that you're doing also?
Yes, so on social media, on Instagram, it is at livekwanzaa365, and email, same thing, livekwanzaa365@gmail.com. Don't have a website yet, but I am working on it, and so if you are on the socials on Instagram, you can look me up there, or if you're old school and just want to keep in contact via email, you can send me an email and I'll make sure I update you on any dance classes, any community outreach programs that we're doing, anything related to the Kwanzaa 365.
All right, cool. And we want people, again, share. We want people to not support them with regards to the efforts. And so now we ask this question: what programs or events you have going on that you want the folks to know about, Sister Imani?
So I want to highlight the first community outreach program that I did earlier this year during Women's Month, and that was for young Black girls. It was called the Black Girl Magic Experience. We had about 4 to 5, I believe 5 young girls between the ages of 7 and 11 come through, and I had them complete the I am statement. So I asked them to fill in the blank. I had a chef, I had a actress, I had a singer, and I had a linguist. She wanted to study, so I had them complete that statement. We talked about self-determination. The highlight of that, or the focus of that program, was Kujichagulia, and so we talked about what self-determination is, how they want to be viewed. We created vision boards with their goals and how they want the world to see them. And then they got pampered by their mothers. And then we had Digital Amp do a photo shoot. I brought some props related to how they completed their I am statement. And that was a very huge success as the first program that Kwanzaa 365 did. I am in the process of planning a mental health program for young boys, so be on the lookout for that. You know, in December, Kwanzaa is coming up, so I am going to be reaching out to you, Dr. Toure, and anyone else in the area regarding upcoming Kwanzaa events and how Kwanzaa 365 can be a part of those, the planning.
Yes, sir. 7 days.
Don't hide now. So I'm going to be reaching out to see how we can be a part of that. We have actually done 2 previous performances earlier this year for Juneteenth. That was the Kwanzaa Collective, where we had some dancers that I grew up dancing with and some drummers. I have connected with 2 dancers in this area that are going to be doing some performances in September and October. And so we got some community outreach. We have a back to school drive coming up at the end of this month going on. And so we got some things coming up. So please stay in touch. And oh my goodness, dance classes. I teach African dance cardio. on Tuesdays at the African American Resource and Information Center. Health and Information Center. It's a very long name. But Tuesdays at 6 to 7. It's a free class to anyone who's interested. And I'm also going to be teaching every other Sunday at Forsyth Park. That's open to any and everyone to come out. We'll have a drum circle, we'll have a dance class, and whoever wants to come out, if you would like to drop some donations for myself or the drummers, that's absolutely welcome. But it's going to be great energy and great vibes. And please, if you stay in touch, you'll know when those start.
And what's the address for the St. Joseph African American Canada African American Center? So those people who are listening, checking us out, who want to come and get some lessons and get some cardio work.
While she's looking that up, I'll tell you some things about this. Them classes are booming. All right, don't come in there half stepping. All right, so it's every Tuesday. Every other Tuesday, the drummers are performing live right there. Not only are they doing it in person, they have a Zoom link set up every Tuesday. So you know what I mean? If you don't want to come out, or you don't want to be seen, or you just want to be a little extra careful, go back over it, do it on the Zoom link, get in your living room, put your dancing shoes on, and get ready. Forsyth Park, we were out there 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we were out there the first week of June. We couldn't be in the building, and so we moved the class outside the Forsyth Park. The address to the African American Resource Center is 1910 Abercorn Street. But the class at Forsyth Park, the one time we did it, was amazing. We just had some people who were in the park come over and start dancing, and that's really what I wanted to start doing. If I didn't get the invite to come start teaching at African American Resource Center, that's what I would have been doing anyways. So it is a blessing that I get to teach in the center, but I'm still going to put on these classes at Forsyth Park also.
All right, cool. Yes, and the address is right there, 1910 Abercorn Street. And what times?
6 p.m. to 7 p.m. every Tuesday.
All right. And go on to my brother. What programs, events you have coming up with Digital Amp?
So, Digital Amp, Amp himself, actually, the name comes from my motorcycle club. That was what I was named when I patched, which is Clutch Club, made up out of the 7 cities of Virginia. Like I said, creating and capturing our own stories. That is one of the many aspects of it. So one of our upcoming events in collective with Kwanzaa 365 and a couple other companies or Black-owned businesses around here. Was it Izzy Body Organics? Mm-hmm. We will be doing a back to school drive, book bag drive on the 23rd.
Of July.
23rd of this month, yeah. We're still locking in the location right now because due to some COVID things, it was supposed to be more indoor, and now we're gonna move it back outdoors so that people can come up and comfortably support. What we're looking for is, send these kids back right. You know what I mean? We will have pre-made book bags done up. We're looking for donations in the form of the school supplies, which anybody in Chatham County knows. That's on the same list for everybody. Let's get these kids back in there with their book bags. Let's get these kids back in there with their right supplies. And then at the same time, we'll be accepting uniforms that are, lightly used, because if you got kids like mine, my oldest started this way, ended this way, she wore the uniform 1 or 2 times, we'll be accepting those donations as well. We'll have them professionally cleaned, sanitized, and then they will be up for grabs for anyone that needs them, because them blue shirts get expensive. Mm-hmm. Mess around with Old Navy and tan pants, y'all know what I'm talking about. So, we will continue to do that, and this is something that as a club we will continue to do, and that list of supporters and that list of vendors will only continue to grow. I know, because we are moderately new to the area, being here a year, sometimes you just got to bet on what you know, and it's not to ever exclude anybody, but to make sure that things go well the first time, sometimes you just got to work with what you know. So anybody that would like to come in and support, as far as donations, as far as support, as far as sharing, as far as putting it out there, like you said, share. I'm telling you right now, address is coming. The event is happening. You know what I mean? COVID procedures are being followed. We're doing everything right. So all you got to do is come out, support, be ready. You know, like I said, we're accepting financial donations because as soon as it's done here, we'll be taking the supplies that are left over because the intent is to get them out to everybody. But we know August 2nd is the second, right? Third, yeah. Back to school day for our little ones. We will hold on to a good amount of the supplies here, but anything that does not meet the supply list here that is taken, we will be then taking right back up to Virginia and doing the same thing in Virginia, either the weekend of the 30th or the first weekend of August. Up there doing the same thing, a book bag drop, sending the kids back there, good to go, right and ready. There even may be one in North Carolina, but we have a Durham chapter. They are in the midst of doing something right now, preparing for Family Day coming up in October. So that does not put any extra pressure on them. They are focusing on their Family Day. But as far as Georgia and Virginia, gotta get these kids back right.
All right. So now let y'all know this. Run Tell That is the little brother show of all the shows on the Our Black Media Network. That our show has only 57 minutes, whereas all the other shows, they have 5 hours, 12 hours, 10 hours. But Run Tell That is the little brother show. And we cool with that. We cool with that because we know we give a bang for the punch that we do. And so now we got 4 more minutes left, because we're going to get into something. Just want to throw it out there. What do you all say to that person who says that I'm American and they don't embrace their Africanity? What do you say, Brother Denzal? What do you say to that person?
Oh, that's an easy answer. Where are you supposed to be from?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Don't tell me where you're not from. Tell me where you're supposed to be from.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And if the answer is any different than mine,
Yes, indeed. So, Sister Imani, I'm American. I don't need to be doing some of that right there. I'm American. And I'm proud to be American. I ain't left nothing in Africa. I ain't got nothing. I ain't never been to Africa. I don't see Africa. So, what do you say to that person, Sister Imani?
Well, I say if that's you, then do that over there.
Woo.
We over here are Black. We are African American. We are of the African diaspora, and we're gonna be over here celebrating our Blackness. If you want to come see what it's about, okay, but don't hate on it over here.
Okay.
Come with an open mind, come with an open heart, come with the right energy, and maybe you'll learn something. But if you want to be, I'm American, cool. Be over there with your people. Over there.
All right. So we come to a portion of the show that is absolutely and deadly serious. This is a show, a topic that I bring up all the time. And I tell folks, I say, please get it right. Please get it right. Please get it right. Get it right. Get it right. The question is this: what is the best high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia? But then also said the best high school in the country, and what is the best college or university in the entire country? We go to you, Sister Imani, first. Sister Imani, you first. Answer the question and please get it right. Please get it right.
Well, I don't know about Savannah, but the best high school is Southeast Raleigh Magnet High School.
But I just want to say in the entire country. I said in the entire country. I just want to say the entire country. So in the entire country, we are still waiting. We're waiting. Tick, 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 tick.
I know there's a Jenkins High School and
Woo! That's all you gotta say. Oh my gosh, you got it right. Jesus. Oh, I should. Okay, go ahead. But go ahead. Continue on. Oh.
Like I said, the best high school is Southeast Raleigh Magnet High School. Look at this.
You're gonna make me lose my agent here.
No, you still good. But ain't that right, Southeast?
Hey man, go Bulldogs.
I'm frozen.
I see. I see you're frozen.
I gave you what you want, though.
All right. I'm gonna come. Brother Denzal, I'm coming to you right now. I want you just to get it right. What is the best What is the best college or university? I ain't even gonna fool with you about the high school, but because again, Imani did well, but then she went off the clip on something else after that. But Denzal, what is the best college or university in the United States? And people on Run Tell That are waiting. We're waiting, and the producers are waiting also.
Ain't nothing better than Savannah State.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Whoa, you an Eagle, baby. Oh, wait a minute. How you say? We can tell the truth now. If you're underrated, no, I'm just playing. Look, hey.
Okay. Yeah, Eagle Rise, we can't go North Carolina Central. That's right, North Carolina Central. we can't go with that. So again, Savannah State, North Carolina Central. So again, you all have redeemed yourself. I'm no longer frozen, but yeah. So we're going to throw it out to y'all. What is a word of inspiration that you all want to give to the listeners of Run Tell That? You can do that in 1 minute. Each one of you can start with Sister Imani. What's a word of inspiration we'll get to the people checking out Run Tell That? And we say thank you to them.
I want to say be Black 365, be you 365. And if you have something or an idea that you are wanting to start, dive in. The right people will catch you and lift you up and support you. Go ahead and do it.
All right. That's it, Brother Denzal.
Hey, mental health as well. Take care of your mind. Take care of your body. Don't worry about what anybody else says. Drink water and mind your Black-owned business.
Yes, indeed. And we look forward to having you all back on because, again, your projects, we say that, again, we need people to always know what's happening. And so we invite you all back again. We're glad to have you all on here on Run Tell That. And again, because we already know the producers already about to shut us down because just like I'll be talking mid-sentence, they just cut just like that. Just like that. Like, again, I'm just saying. So, again, Black 365, stay well. Glad to have y'all joining us. Again, to the family, to the Poole family. Glad to have y'all. Glad to have y'all in the area. Peace and blessings to the family.
like that.